Hi, this is Tara Greene, and I'm a professional astrologer and psychic tarot reader, and I wanted to talk about the really fabulous, very rare Star of David Merkaba formation that's forming with all of the planets on July 29th. Specifically, not all of the planets. What a Star of David is, it's a very mystical attribute. It's a six-pointed star. What most people are familiar with that they see on the Israeli flag of two intersecting triangles. Which is an upward pointing one, pointing north, which is the masculine one, intersecting with a downward pointing triangle, which is the feminine. So this represents a sacred marriage of heaven, the upward pointing masculine triangle, with earth, the feminine, downward pointing triangle. So the six-pointed star is also considered to be a Merkaba, and a Merkaba is a Hebrew word for a chariot or a vehicle. And Below Melchizedek has been teaching meditations with breathing techniques, ancient Indian breathing techniques, and visualization so that you activate your own Merkaba. It is part of your own auric field. He claims it to be about 20 to 30 feet wide, and it's a three-dimensional meditation device that creates an energy field wherein you can ascend or go anywhere in time and space once you learn how to create this Merkaba. So it is formed by astrologically by two intersecting grand trines, and a trine is when planets are 120 degrees apart and they look like triangles. So what you will see in the chart is these in blue lines. Blue lines are the easy colors that are usually used to denote easy aspects in a chart, and so it is very rare for these to form. The last time it formed was in 2004, and there was a worldwide meditation. It was then called a harmonic concordance. So they are very rare. Now, so the planets involved are the moon, and the moon is the fastest moving called a planet in astrology. It's in Taurus, and the moon is sextiling, which is a 60-degree, also easy aspect, Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury, all in Cancer, which is also sextiling Venus in Virgo, which is sextiling Saturn in Scorpio, which is sextiling Pluto in Capricorn, which is sextiling Neptune in Pisces, which is again back to the moon. So that's the planets that are forming this grand sextile. Grand means, everything is interconnected. So what I would advise you to do is on July 29th, the aspect is changing and different planets are being sextiled during the day. So anytime during the day and anytime after, I would certainly recommend that you work with this aspect for at least 6 days once it starts, okay, because we're dealing with the number 6 here. And in the lovers, the number 6 is the symbol called the lovers in the tarot, the number 6, okay? So we want to keep replicating this sense of love, of harmony. So what we're seeing here is the planets aligning to help us create this planetary structure, which will give us the ability to launch into our higher selves. Okay, so what I would do is I would work with the moon in Taurus, and the moon in Taurus is the builder. Okay, Taurus is the sign of the builders, the resources. So I would have you meditate on the different planets and their functions. So I will take you through a simple guided meditation. So the first thing to do in any meditation is to create a sacred space. So this can be anywhere in your house. You could do this lying down, you can do it sitting up. And I would always have 4 candles. In this case I would use 6, but normally we'd use 6 candles. One to represent those 6 directions, even though there's more than 6 planets involved here. And I would have incense, and I would smudge. Smudge is when you use cedar, sweetgrass, sage, and you light that as a purification. So as you light the smudge, you breathe deeply and you clear your mind. So the invocation is, I open my mind to seeing the truth, and then you breathe into your throat. I open my throat chakra to speak the truth, and then to your heart. I open my heart chakra to know the truth. The heart is really the place of knowing. And you would go through each of your chakras. Your will chakra to will, to invoke the truth. Into your womb, men have a symbolic spiritual womb. I open my womb to create the truth, and then to your root chakra, I am grounded to the truth, to real knowledge. And so you also would call in all of the archangels in the 4 directions with the 4 elements. Now, different cultures consider to be the 4 elements in different directions depending on where you live. And the teaching that I use, which is a shamanic teaching, we always use the east as fire because the sun rises in the east, so that makes the most sense. Sun rising in the east. So you would call in the archangel Michael, who is related to fire. Again, there's different discrepancies, different cultures use different directions for each angel. You would call in the element of fire in the east and the archangel Michael, and then you would call in the archangel, then you would move to the south. You always move clockwise. You would move to the south and call in the element of water, which is emotion, and then you would move to the west and call in the element of earth, which is physical, feminine, and then you would call in the direction of the north, which is the air, and that's masculine. So once you've invoked those 4 directions, I would then begin to light candles in what would be the non-cardinal directions. So I would meditate first on the moon. Now the moon is feelings, it's intuition, it's your unconscious, it's the mother, okay? So the feeling tone is in Taurus, so it's in the body. Taurus is the symbol of the body. The resource that we have is physical. So to really go into the emotional body, to really feel that sense of groundedness. You know, sextiles are easy aspect, and they're blessings, but we need to work them. They don't just happen. You know, a square, which is a tough aspect, which are also happening on this day, are the hard aspects, and they usually produce, because of the friction, the tension, they make us do something. The sextiles are grand and easy. So I would visualize the sense of the 6 planets in the sky, the moon, Venus, Mars, Mercury, the moon, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, like a crown above your head. So visualize a 6-pointed crown in 3 dimensions. And that's the Merkaba vehicle, sitting above your head. And then I would call in the moon in Taurus to bring in the full-bodied, it's very sensual feeling of what it feels like to be in alignment with all of these planets in this beautiful formation of Merkaba, a sacred vehicle, a canopy. And then I would invoke Jupiter in Cancer with Mars and Mercury, because they are together in a kind of wide conjunction, but they're still there together. So we invoke Jupiter, king of the gods. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of new learning, of the higher master teachers, of sacred law. So Jupiter is very big here in Cancer. He's considered to be exalted in that sign. Jupiter is the patron of the feminine here, the protector, the one who honors women, children, the earth, nurturing, the home, safety, all of that, okay? And Mars in Cancer is like the peaceful warrior. He is the protector of the feminine. Jupiter in Cancer is about sanctuary, about safety, real safety. And safety comes from the feelings, from knowing your feelings, from trusting your feelings, from being really in touch with them. That is really where the psychic energy begins, in the feeling body, okay? And then Mercury is this symbol of communication, of thinking and analysis, and we tend to be way too analytical here. What we want to do is to bring the mind in harmony with the feeling body, okay? So a little meditation you do is you imagine, because we tend to be feeling very much in our thoughts, you bring your mind down slowly, like you draw it down energetically and intentionally into the heart, and then further down into the stomach. Cancer rules the stomach, so we're going to deal with the physical kind of the stomach. So to feel a sense of relaxing the stomach, relaxing that sense of being nourished by the universe. And once you have a really good sense of that, of being physically embodied, and all of that beautiful Cancerian energy, Cancer is the symbol of the Great Mother. So the Great Mother is the mother of all. She is the creatress of everything that exists. We are all born of women. We all know the feminine is the ground of our being so innately. Going back, we were in our mother's bodies when she first came into being, and also our grandmother's bodies even. So we genetically and emotionally carry not just our mother, but also our grandmother's every feeling, every experience that they had. Okay? So to really feel that sense of being peaceful, calm, secure, we've got these big soldiers, Mars, Jupiter, and Cancer, defending us and protecting our very sensitive sources. Then we'll move to Venus and Virgo. And Venus in Virgo is the goddess of perfection, of order. Again, she's very physical. She gets the job done. She's dependable. She's responsible. So about using our ability to love what is the mess, the everyday quality. It's about being of service to people. It is about serving other people's needs. It's about being very responsible and hardworking. So we need to not just imagine that this is happening or project it's happening, but really know it, really physically act upon it. It's discipline. It's organization. And then we move on to Saturn and Scorpio. Now Saturn and Scorpio is all about cleansing, about renewal, about death to all of the old habit patterns, the old karma, the old limitations that we've been carrying. Excuse me. Saturn and Scorpio is about renewal. Okay, so letting go of old power games, secrets, fear of intimacy, obsessing, being in control, trying to control other people, any of our shadows. So Saturn and Scorpio brings all the shadow material up so we can see it, but we need to surrender, we need to let go of it. Those games, that manipulation, all of that's over now. So, but we have to be honest and accept them and love our shadows, actually, and own them to be able to let them go. And then we have Saturn in sextile to Pluto in Capricorn, which is the big world change. So Pluto in Capricorn is the cleansing of the corporate structures, government, and we can see that the New World Order, and they're trying harder and harder to clamp down because they can feel that something's up. So what we want to do is to take responsibility for creating this whole structure, allowing it to happen, maybe not being awake enough, listening to the father too much. Capricorn is the sign of the father, of patriarchy. Now we're going to learn to enmesh and to work in harmony. That's what the grand sextile is about. So how can we work to form a new government, new structures that work to support the soul? It's about working with soul. It's about governing with soul. It's about living from your soul. Okay, and then we move to Neptune in Pisces. Now Neptune is in its own home sign of Pisces. It awakens everyone's psychic, intuitive natures, so we all will be feeling everyone else's pain, joy, everything. We will be able to telepathically totally communicate over the next number of years, but the veil between the worlds is really dissolving right now. So Neptune in Pisces opens up everybody's psychic sources. So what we want to do is really sink into the as above, so below. That's Pisces is all that is. We all come from spirit. We all return back to spirit. We all come back into form over and over again, learning, knowing more, going to higher levels, and always evolving spiritually to other worlds and other dimensions. So Neptune in Pisces gives us the ability to feel, to intuit, to see, hear, taste, smell in the spiritual realms. So we really need to honor Neptune and allow us to realize that we are all interconnected. There are no boundaries. There is only one being, the entire, all that is, and we're all parts of it. And then Neptune is also sextiling the moon again. So we're back to the moon, to the people, to the everyday. So to visualize yourself being surrounded by all of these planets, so visualize them in a very physical sense. You're in the middle of their energies, which are all interacting, intersecting, supporting. To know that you are supported. To know that you can access everything that you need, and that you're going to devote yourself to go to this higher level, to transform. Because we can only transform ourselves one at a time if we want to transform the world. So meditate on this. I would advise you to do this every day for 6 days. And if you need to get in touch with me, and at tarot.com, www.taratarot.com. I can help you. I can facilitate you being able to look at your individual astrology chart and to see where and how these planets are affecting you. Also, I wanted to mention Lilith, because Lilith is also in this mix here. She's connected to Jupiter. So on another level, the sextile is also about the re-honoring of the dark feminine. That's what Lilith is. She's been the most rejected of all the feminine energies. She was the first woman before Eve. She was liberated. She was nature. She was Mother Nature. And right now the planets are saying it's time to reinstate the divine feminine, worshiping the feminine. So honoring Lilith, she answers to no one. She is true to herself. She's the prime mover. So we need to honor the sense of nature again, take back our interconnectedness with nature, with Mother Earth, with the women, with our dependence on the earth, which is what Lilith represents as well. So sit with this as long as you need to and wait to receive. So even if you feel like you didn't get anything, trust that something is happening. The angels are always waiting to hear from you, to be asked every day, every moment. All you have to do is ask, but you have to sit and become quiet enough. So you have to shut out the world, turn off your computer, your cell phone. You have to be unavailable to the outside world to go within. You have to be available to everything on the inner. And the inner worlds are much more vast than the outer. And you already have all the answers. That's always the way I work with my clients. I believe that totally. We were all given the answers. We're all given the clues. As above, what the skies are doing mirrors us as below. So I want to send you many blessings. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.